Morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. So, Raghav, why are you late?
Net problem, sir. Connect అయ్యింది కానీ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వలేదు. ఇప్పుడే కనెక్ట్ అయింది జస్ట్ ఓన్లీ.
Okay. So, let me share my screen with you. We'll have a look at what all the services that we left off. Yesterday we talked about code deploy and little bit about cloud formation, right? Today we'll talk about entirely the cloud formation service. Okay. So, what is this cloud formation? See, as I've been saying you from the past classes, in cloud formation, word, listen the word carefully. The cloud formation. So you need to format something, not format. I mean, you need to build something in cloud. So what is that something? So we call it as an environment. So you need to set up an environment, whatever the environment it is, production, pre-production, staging, QA, development, testing. So whatever the environment it is, you need to set up the environment with the help of this cloud formation. So when you're talking about a single instance, the service that gets to our mind is EC2. When you are talking about multiple instances, categorizing them into environment, then the service that has to be get in your mind is cloud formation. So if you want to deploy your product and your product needs multiple servers to host on that, in that scenario you'll call cloud formation. Let us assume a scenario where you had your product. Let us assume that product is an e-commerce product అంటే ఒక like Flipkart, Snapdeal, whatever it is. So you had a product, you're designing a product, it's an e-commerce based product. So for running your website, you need an Apache or whatever the web server. So you need one instance, and that instance has to be an web server. That is mandatory. Second, in order to escape from failover or downtime of your website, what you'll do, you have to launch another instance as a replica or as a failover for your web server. Third, you need a database server. Fourth, assume that you need some application servers to do some processes like payment gateways or whatever it is. So let us assume the minimum to minimum servers that required to host an e-commerce website is a web server, a application server, a database server, and storage server to store all your photos, whatever it is. For storage server, we assume that we'll go with S3 storage. So అక్కడ instance అవసరం లేదు. So 3 servers you required for hosting an e-commerce website. ఇదంతా మనం assume అండి. What I was saying, when I say web server, on the back end of your mind, you have to get a picture. Oh, web server. When I say application server, application, database server. So we connected all these three servers with each other, and we hosted our product on that server. So when you are saying, when you are doing an deployment process, when you are dealing with product, So on the back end, you have to deal with a service of AWS, and that's the service is CloudFormation. Because when I say the word CloudFormation, under the CloudFormation you'll create environments. Under the environments you'll have all the instances, whatever that are required to host your product or website or whatever it is. And CloudFormation is nothing but it's a combination of EC2 instances, RDS database servers, or other SaaS service of AWS, SES, SNS, or VPC. సో ఇవన్నీ సర్వీస్ని కలిపి చేసి ఒక ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఫామ్ చేయడానికి యూస్ఫుల్ అయ్యేది క్లౌడ్ ఫార్మేషన్. సో let me directly go to this console part of cloud formation service, and we'll see how we set up the environments. So what are all the parameters that are required to setting up the environment? అంటే we call that platform where you set up the environment, and we call that platform as stack. S-T-A-C-K, stack. On the stack you'll set up environments. On the environment you'll segregate different layers: web server layer, application server layer, database server layer. Under the web server layer you launch all the instances that are belongs to web category or web based servers. Under the application layer you launch the or you'll spin up all the instances that are belong to application category or application based instances. Under the database kind of thing. So you'll segregate different layers for launching what you require. We'll see all these things in this UI part. Okay, so excuse me, you'll find this service under the management tools category of that AWS console part. Why? Because from here you're not creating anything new, or you're not building or configuring. You're configuring. Here you're managing the resources of other resources with the help of cloud formation by mingling, M-I-N-G-L, mingling into one resource. So here, so the first, when you open up this cloud formation, he is asking you to create a stack. So AWS cloud formation allows you to quickly and easily deploy your infrastructure resources and applications on AWS. And it's like that after you create a stack, you wanted to clone the stack, or you wanted to create another stack that is similar to this stack, then you can create, after creating a stack, you can create a template of the stack. From the templates you can launch hundreds, thousands, multiple number of stacks. అంటే అది ఒక golden template లాగా, ఒక referral point లాగా, you can keep that template. So how do you want, if you have a template already, if you have a template, so you want the stack to be launched from that template, or if you don't have the template, you wanted to create a new stack, and later if you want you can make that whatever the stack you created, you can make that stack into one template. Template అంటే ఒక రిఫరల్ పాయింట్, ఒక AMI image లాగా. Or if you want to create a template now from your existing resources, see, after logging into this AWS console, under the management tools, I had CloudFormation service. After entering into the CloudFormation service, he is popping up a Windows asking to create a stack. So he's saying that how do you want to create a stack? Under that he is providing us three options. One is create a new stack. Second is If you had a template, from the template you launched a new stack. The third is from the existing resources, whatever you are had with AWS or running with AWS, from that you can create a template, and from the template you can launch. So we'll go with create a new stack. So we don't have any templates, we don't have any resources. So here, select the template that describes the stacks that you want to create. A stack is a group of related resources. So if you had a template, you can select it. For this example, what I'll do, I'll go with, see, choose a template. Under this, he is offering you some pre-built templates. తన దగ్గర కొన్ని pre-built templates ఉన్నాయండి. For building a lamp server. ల్యాంప్ అంటే ఏంటి అంటే లైనక్స్ మిషన్లో అపాచీ, మైసీక్వెల్, పిహెచ్పి అనే సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్ని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి ఇవ్వడమే ల్యాంప్ సర్వర్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు బిల్డ్ అప్ అంటే ఇక్కడ వీడు కొన్ని he himself kept some example templates with him on single instance, on multiple instances, and Windows software based instances. So here he is asking on the single instances he had an example of lamp. So I'll go with single instances because I don't want to get charged with multiple instances. Multi-agent deployment ante he launched you 2 instances in different multiple zones of that AWS region. So make sure that before doing any activity, right now you are connected to which region. You are in Mumbai region or the Virginia, Oregon, Ireland. The first step, as I was always saying you, and I'll always say, after logging into the AWS console, the first thing you have to look at, your eyes has to be go on top right corner of that windows, and you have to look right now in which exact region I was connected to. So we are going with choosing a template of lamp stack. So if you had some customized template with you, you can upload that template from here. Or if you had some customized template that is in S3, that you stored in S3 buckets, you can specify the path of that customized template on the bottom option, and you can go for the next. So here comes some parameters. First, we need to name the stack. For our reference and for our remembrance, we have to name the stack. So for this stack, I'll name it as test case 44. So as I said you, I was going to launch an lamp stack. So lamp lo నాకు ఏమి ఉన్నాయి? I had Apache, lamp L stands for Linux, A stands for Apache, M stands for MySQL, P stands for PHP. So in order to connect to database server, that MySQL database server, we have to provide the database name, database username, database password. So I'll specify the database name as test case 44. I am specifying the stack name and database name same. So database password, I can re-enter your password, root password for the database. So username for MySQL database server, I'll write it as sysadmin. Okay, I kept your username as sysadmin. Next, instance type. So here you can choose the size of the instance that you wanted to launch. By default, why he is given t2.small is he's saying that at least you are running 3 different softwares, MySQL, PHP, and Apache. At least he's telling us to go with t2.small. Under the t2.small, he is offering us 1 virtual CPU and 1 GB of RAM. Even though I can go with t2.nano, t1.micro, 1 virtual CPU and 500 GB of RAM. సారీ 500 MB ఆఫ్ ర్యామ్. కాకపోతే ప్రాసెసింగ్ స్పీడ్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. సో లెట్ మీ గో విత్ ఫ్రీ టైర్. ఫ్రీ టైర్లో ఏ మోడల్ ఇచ్చాడండి? ఈ ఆఫర్డ్ అస్ ఫ్రీ టైర్ AWS ఇన్స్టాన్సెస్. Under free tier, what instance type he is offering us? T2.micro. So what are we going with? T2.small. I'll go with T2.micro. So to authenticate into that instance, he's asking to provide the key pair. Already I had a key pair 33, and here he's asking to whom I should allow the SSH login. SSH will log into the Linux servers via SSH. So he is asking, I was saying there here by default it is open to vault 0.0.0.0/0 resembles that these SSH protocol to that particular Linux instance T2.micro type. Everyone who has that key pair 33 can authenticate into that instance. Next, so here you can specify any option tags if you want to tag that in CloudFormation, like name, date, ఎందుకు ఎవడు ఓనర్ ఏంటి అని. It's like your remembrance. If you want to tag, you can tag. For this I'll tag, it's like name, or I can tag reason, testing purpose. ఏదో ఒక ట్యాగ్స్, స్టిక్కర్స్, మన సర్వర్స్కి స్టిక్కర్స్ అతక పెడతాం కదా మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడానికి, అలా ట్యాగ్స్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ స్టిక్కర్స్. So here he is asking to choose an IAM role for managing or modifying, creating, or whatever to perform the actions with the other resources. See, while dealing with CloudFormation, I said on the back end you'll deal with other services of AWS. What are the other services like EC2, security groups, VPC, everything, right? So here he is asking that if you had a role already that had permissions on services like EC2 VPC to do modifications or to do some activities, then specify that ARN of the role. ARN is nothing but Amazon resource name or number, whatever it is. So provide that ARN name here, he is specifying that, or you can leave this optional so that on the back end he'll create a new role on behalf of us. So what are the additional options he's giving? So while creating, if he was saying that, do you want to enable the notifications on this stack policy so that you can create an SNS topic saying that topic name stack notification. If somebody did some action with stack, what kind of action, or some rollback changes occurs, or any policy changes occurs, then it will get notified to you through email. If you want to enable that notification services, here he is asking, even though you can enable it. So here comes an review of whatever changes. So I wanted to launch and stack, and the template is located at here, the so and so region, and the instance size is specified, the key pair value, create. So every event that it is triggering, you can see from here under the events option, under the events window. So here he's specifying the time, date, who from who's initiated, user initiated to create a stack, and what is the status of the stack, and what is the type of that stack. And under the stack, what are all the resources it is using. So it is creating one EC2 instance, and it is creating one security group for that EC2 instance, and the other resources of AWS, whatever it is using, in order to form the stack. From which template? This is what the template. These are all the parameters we given for creating the stack. This is the tags. So create complete. Very good. So creation of this stack is complete. Under the stack, what we have to get on EC2 instance. Let me go to the EC2 service of this Mumbai region, and let me have a look at that, whether the stack launched the instance or not. Yeah, it launched one running instance. I can see that. So it launched an instance. The instance type is t2.micro, and I wanted to cross check whether Apache server ఉందా లేదో ఇన్స్టెన్స్ లో. సో the website Apache server ఉంటే by default ఒక default website వస్తుంది when I type the IP address of that. Okay. Okay, welcome to AWS CloudFormation PHP sample website. This is a sample website he kept there. Very good. So, and I wanted to cross check the database server is installed or not. It's like we are verifying. I had workbench. Before that, oh, first let me SSH into that server. What is the server IP? Control V. And what is the keys? Key pair 34 something. Key pair 33 or 44? What is the key name? Instances. Keyboard 33. Right.
Keep
This is what the keys. So open. Yes. Root. So he is asking us to log in as a user EC2-user, not as a root. Okay, no problem. I'll create a new session EC2 as a user. So, on the back end, he given us an Linux machine, and the operating system aboard that he installed is Amazon Linux. Amazon based Linux operating system. Okay, so I wanted to check MySQL -u. What is the username? sysadmin -p. Password capital R00T. Yeah, I logged into this MySQL server. show databases that are with this MySQL server. I got that. Okay, so MySQL is successfully installed. Exit service HTTPD status, Apache status. So I don't have this privileges to know this is sufficient. Okay. So this is what the instance we launched, and this is what the PHP, MySQL, and Apache. The PHP version 5.3.29 is installed, and this website is surfing with the help of Apache, and we connected to that instance and we logged into the MySQL server, and we seen the databases. Sorry. So any doubts on this topic, guys? No. What about you, Madhu? Any doubts you had from your side on this topic? No.
No, Karthik.
Okay. That's it for today. And this is what all about cloud formation. But I want you to go through the documentations, and whatever I said, it's an functionality flow with అంటే ఎలా డిజైన్ చేయాలి స్టాక్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, what are the parameters that are required, but the real-time experience you'll get unless you create one stack, customized stack with on some architect based diagram. Okay, in real-time experience only you'll get that. This is for today class, and that's it for today. We'll end up this session for today, and on tomorrow class we'll talk about code uh, pipeline. That's what we left with, code pipeline and work docs and ops work. Okay, and tomorrow we'll talk about this code pipeline. That's it for today, guys, and have a nice day. Bye bye. And I'll upload the videos that I wanted to upload on yesterday, but due to some reasons I haven't done that. So but today I'll upload all the videos.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Bye.